Guys, I recorded some bits and pieces for the weekend vlog. I compiled them all into a video in iMovie on the iPhone. Did everything, exported it, all fine. Saved it for upload today, and I told it to upload, and the file just disappeared, just completely disappeared. So my whole weekend vlog has gone completely out of the window. I've lost it all, which is a real shame because it was obviously my stag weekend. Now, let me tell you about what happened on my stag weekend. So, Saturday morning, went to the gym, all good. Got home from there and then went to, came home. Ben, Dan, who I met on Twitter, by the way, so people who call it social networks. People who say social networks are antisocial are talking shit, because I've made loads of good friends out of it. Dan came, who I met on Twitter several years ago. Ben, and also my cousin Gal as well, the legend that is Gal. And we went to the go-kart track over at Sandown Park. So there was 10 of us in the end, met a load of other people over there, my dad, my uncle, a couple of other people as well. And basically had a 40-minute race. You get 5 minutes qualifying and then a 40-minute race. Go-karts do about 50 to 60 mile an hour. Big outdoor track. Phenomenal. There was 10 of us and there were 30 people in the race in total. And out of all of us, I won, which is epic. So really pleased about that. Bringing home the go-karting title. Very, very happy with that indeed. And in fact, all of us did pretty well, really, to be honest. We all kind of came in fairly high up, so I'm pretty pleased about that as well. And the go-karting was just absolutely fantastic. Had such a good time doing that. And in fact, my dad, where he drives his trike, why is this getting darker and darker? I think it's struggling with the white balance because I've got a big black sort of screens behind me. Anyway, yeah, let me try and just make it better. Hang on. Sorry guys, let me see if I can just improve this a little bit. That's better. Yeah, so my dad, where he wears the helmet, in fact it's over there, he has the GoPro on the top. So he brought that with him and had it on the whole time. And he's left the memory card for me just over here. So I have got all of the race, I think it was like 45 minutes worth on there. Now obviously I'm not going to upload the whole thing, but I will at some stage put it maybe into tomorrow's vlog or something like that when I get time. So you guys can see a little bit about at least what the go-karts look like and this, that and the other. Yeah, I did actually video some on my phone when I was there, but as I said at the beginning, I've bloody lost it. So the go-karting was fantastic. Anyway, everyone came back to my house. We had a few beers here. Now, you've got to bear in mind, I haven't drunk any alcohol really for 6 years, since my 30th birthday. In Mexico, actually. And so we got back here, had a few beers. Well, had a beer, to be honest. And then we headed out in a taxi down into town. And we went to an Indian restaurant, like a buffet restaurant. It wasn't the highest quality food in the world, but it was all very nice. And also we had a few beers in there as well. They were all making me drink. And by this stage I realised that there was no way in the world that I was going to get away with not drinking through the entire night. So it sort of started to, I started to get some kind of acceptance that I was going to have to get drunk, which I didn't really want to do. But anyway, left the curry house. By this time I've had 3 or 4 beers. Dom turned up as well, aka Mac Mixing. He came back for another night, which was great. Brooke picked him up from the airport and brought him down to us. So he got to come out over from America and come on an English stag night, which I think is a pretty cool experience. From there, where did we go? We went to a bar, or a pub, whatever you want to call it, and we stayed there for a couple of hours actually. Had loads of drinks, kind of just mingling, everyone chatting. A few more people turned up as well who didn't come to the go-karting. So that was absolutely great. My dad by this time was starting to get a little bit drunk as well. And then we moved on to somewhere else. And if you know what I mean. And it was good in there too. Very good. Everyone enjoyed themselves. Had a great time in there. Left there a couple of hours later and then went somewhere else. Now by this time it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. They've made me drink at least 10 to 15 shots of all different kinds of stuff. Tequila, nasty, nasty stuff. Loads of stuff. I was quite drunk by this stage. Hadn't been sick, but I was quite drunk. Everyone was drunk. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. My 60-year-old dad is still out with us in a nightclub, refusing to go home until we do. And yeah, that was it. Then we came home after that, had a kebab and stuff on the way home. Stood in my kitchen chatting for hours, and then basically went to bed. Probably 4 o'clock, something like that. And then I got up quite early the next day. People sort of gradually got up, and we chatted and whatnot. And then people sort of gradually dispersed, and that was that. So yeah, had an absolutely epic time. I'm really was so pleased with how everything went. I couldn't have had a better day. Huge thank you to my cousin Barry for organising it all. He did a great job. And a huge thank you to everyone that came, because it was just a really fantastic night out. I just absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. My dad was a legend. Everyone was a legend, really. It was just great. I really enjoyed it. So that was that. I just got a new lens. This one is the 16 to 35. I got the f4 one because it's got IS in it, image stabilisation, which is better for video. And I actually think that this one is sharper than the other one anyway. So the two, because you can get this in a 2.8 without IS. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with this lens. I'm selling my 17 to 40. It's got no image stabilisation, so this is much better for a bit of hand holding video and stuff like that. So really chuffed with this. And it's also obviously a millimetre wider as well, which is great when you're trying to take wide angle shots. But yeah, that's it, guys. A huge apology for not having loads of weekend footage. I hope I've given you a good explanation, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.